Okay, let's jump right into this explainer of Chapter 12 of the Bhagavad Gita. If you've ever read ancient texts, they can sometimes feel kind of lost in the clouds, right? Abstract and hard to pin down. But Chapter 12, which is known as the Yoga of Devotion, is actually incredibly grounded. Together, we're going to see how this dialogue acts as a totally practical, step-by-step ladder for inner peace. We'll explore exactly how it takes these massive, lofty spiritual goals and breaks them down into something literally anyone can practice in their daily life, no matter where they're starting from.
Picture the starting point for all of this, the intense battlefield of Kurukshetra. Here, Arjuna acts basically as our stand-in. He's right there next to his charioteer, Lord Krishna, facing this completely universal human dilemma about spiritual direction. And as a lot of commentaries point out, this battle isn't just a physical one. It actually represents the eternal struggle going on inside our own minds, that tug of war between our highest aspirations and our lowest tendencies. Arjuna is standing right on the precipice of action, and he wants absolute clarity before taking even one more step.
So, here is our roadmap for today. Number 1, the core spiritual dilemma. Number 2, the path of personal devotion. Number 3, the challenges of the unmanifest. Number 4, the 4 steps of practice. And number 5, the qualities of a true devotee.
Let's start with Section 1, the core spiritual dilemma.
Right off the bat in stanza 1, Arjuna asks a question that is honestly super relatable. He just comes out and asks, which path is actually better? Is it the steadfast devotees who worship a personal, tangible Lord? Or is it those who worship the eternal, unmanifest, imperishable reality? This perfectly captures that modern struggle, doesn't it? We're always wondering if we should anchor our spiritual lives in something we can easily visualize and feel an emotional connection to, or if we should be aiming for some completely formless absolute. These two distinct spiritual paths are in pretty stark contrast. On one side, you have the path of personal devotion. This is all about relationship, emotion, and really fixing your mind on a specific divine form. On the flip side, worship of the eternal unmanifest is this highly intellectual, deeply abstract pursuit of a formless, all-pervading consciousness. So Arjuna is essentially asking Krishna to give him the definitive answer. Which of these two very different methods is actually the superior way to hit spiritual perfection?
Section 2, the path of personal devotion.
Krishna doesn't beat around the bush here. He gives a remarkably direct answer. He declares that seekers who are eternally steadfast and worship him directly, with their minds totally fixed in supreme faith, are considered the absolute most devoted. They are preeminent in yoga. Now, Krishna doesn't say the abstract path is wrong, not at all, but he does explicitly champion this path of personal devotion as the most accessible, most effective way for a human being to actually connect with the divine. By bringing supreme faith to a tangible concept of the divine, your mind finally finds a secure anchor.
Moving to Section 3. The challenges of the unmanifest.
To really get why Krishna says this, we have to talk about the concept of avyakta. In the text, avyakta refers to the unmanifest, the unseen, basically the abstract reality that exists totally beyond our human senses. People who worship the avyakta are trying to fix their minds on something that has literally no shape, no boundaries, and 0 specific characteristics that a human brain can easily grab onto. It is, without a doubt, the ultimate intellectual and spiritual challenge. And this is where the text grounds all that high-minded philosophy firmly back into human reality. Krishna points out that for us, embodied beings, meaning, humans living in a physical world, navigating life with physical senses, focusing entirely on the invisible, abstract avyakta just brings massive exertion, toil, and anguish. The Sanskrit word used for this is kleshas. Because we have bodies, we naturally relate to forms, personalities, and things we can touch and feel. Trying to completely bypass all of that to concentrate solely on a void or a formless absolute, it's incredibly difficult and incredibly frustrating. It's kind of like trying to hold on to water with your bare hands.
Section 4, the 4 steps of practice.
Okay, this ladder right here is the absolute beating heart of Chapter 12. Krishna knows that practically nobody can just instantly achieve perfect meditation. So he gives us options. It's incredibly forgiving. Step 1, directly fix your mind on the divine. Simple, right? Well, if you can't pull that off, move to Step 2, try constant practice, or Abhyasa Yoga, which just means gently bringing your wandering mind back over and over again. Now, if you're incapable of even doing that, Step 3, dedicate your daily work to a higher purpose. And if even that feels too hard because you're just drowning in the stress of daily life, there's Step 4. Simply renounce the fruits of your actions.
Just do your duty, do what you need to do, and completely let go of your anxiety about the results. It's a remarkably compassionate system that meets you exactly where you are today.
This verse is just brilliant. It provides this beautiful, poetic punctuation to the hierarchy we just walked through. It emphasizes that relinquishing the fruits of our labor leads to immediate peace. I mean, think about it for a second. Most of our daily anguish comes from obsessing over outcomes, right? Will I get that promotion? Will people like my work? Is this whole thing going to succeed? By simply acting with integrity right now, in the present moment, and completely detaching from the future reward, we instantly cut the cord of anxiety. Krishna is highlighting that this renunciation brings serenity way faster than forced meditation or just reading a bunch of intellectual philosophy.
And finally, Section 5. Qualities of a true devotee.
So, what does a true devotee actually look like? Well, a defining characteristic is captured in this phenomenal Sanskrit term, sama du sukha. Huge word, I know, but it essentially translates to being indifferent or literally the same in both pain and pleasure. Now, this does not mean turning into some emotionless robot. Rather, it describes someone who has completely mastered their reactions to life's inevitable ups and downs. When massive success comes, they don't lose their head in arrogance. When crushing failure strikes, they aren't destroyed by despair. They maintain this state of supreme equanimity because their inner foundation is completely independent of whatever external circumstances are swirling around them.
These ethical traits, they just beautifully build on one another. As a person's mind purifies, they naturally become friendly, harboring no hatred for anyone. They become deeply compassionate. But the next two are the real kickers. They become free from possessiveness, which the text literally calls mind-making or nirmamas, and they become free from egotism or nir-ahankaras. The absolute root of so much of our suffering is constantly saying I and mine. By abandoning that ego-driven possessiveness, a person achieves a profound, steady-minded contentment. They become content with literally anything, unattached to physical possessions, and just totally full of devotion.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a final thought to reflect on for your own spiritual journey. The Bhagavad Gita doesn't demand instant perfection. It literally just asks for forward motion. So where are you at? Are you wrestling with the abstract? Trying to build up a constant practice? Dedicating your daily work? Or maybe just practicing the art of letting go of the outcomes? I really encourage you to identify exactly where you are and figure out that next step toward lasting inner peace. The path is right there waiting. The only question is, which rung of the ladder will you step onto today?